Hi friends, I'm back again today with a coloring book flip through and I thought I'd do this one because I never see anybody talking about this one, probably because it's very specific. But this is the Louisiana ABC coloring book and I got this on Amazon. It's printed on Amazon paper. And it's illustrated by Daria Shilaglovia. Wait, hold on. Shilagoleva? Oh my gosh. I totally butchered that name. And it's copyright Rebecca Ventry. So what this is an ABC book, coloring book of Louisiana things, or things you might find in Louisiana. So, A is for alligator, of course. Although alligators are only in the swamps, pretty much. Not in the city where I grew up. I'm from Louisiana myself. B is for beignets, and beignets are made out of choux pastry. They're kind of light and airy and fluffy, fried, kind of like a donut is fried, but the dough is not as dense. And you dust them with powdered sugar and get powdered sugar all over yourself and the table. Don't wear black if you eat beignets. Usually you eat beignets and you have coffee with it. C is for crawfish. And no, they aren't mud bugs or crayfish. They are crawfish. I do not like crawfish, so you can go ahead and take my card away from me, my South Louisiana card away from me, because I don't like crawfish. I've never liked crawfish. My family loves crawfish, but I do not. And the reason why I don't like them is of the texture. That's why I don't like any shellfish, actually. Shrimp included. I know. So the next one is D is for debage cake. And debage is cake that has many thin layers. And actually, I wish I could tell you more about how it's made, but I have no idea. It's usually chocolate icing and like kind of yellow cake mixture, but the mixture is got kind of a pudding texture to it as well. You have to refrigerate this cake. I'm sure someone who knows more about how debage is made could chime in and tell us, but I have no idea. It's delicious though. E is for egret. F is for fleur-de-lis. You see these a lot. G is for gumbo. If you haven't noticed by now, a lot of these are food related. I like that G is for gumbo, actually. So there are two types of gumbo. One is chicken and sausage. The other is seafood. So chances are, if you've eaten gumbo, you've eaten one of these two. And gumbo is made with a brown base called a roux, which is oil and flour, cooked together very slowly. Like, you have to keep stirring it until it gets to the shade of brown you want it to be. Generally, the darker the roux, the more nuttier the flavor is, but you have to be really careful because it's easy to burn roux, and burnt roux is disgusting. You can also buy roux in a jar, which some people think is horrible blasphemy, but I actually don't mind that at all. I grew up eating chicken and sausage because me and my sister and my mom really don't like seafood gumbo. But also, some people put potato salad on the side of their bowl and take a little bit of potato salad and eat it with their gumbo. So take it off the side of the bowl and then take a bite of gumbo with it. Also, when I was a kid, funny story, I went to public school, and in the cafeteria we had at least once a week either red beans and rice or gumbo or jambalaya, and I thought everybody had gumbo or jambalaya or red beans and rice in their cafeteria, like all over the nation. I didn't realize it was like a Louisiana specific thing. And it's funny because a lot of my old classmates have said the same thing. Also, you can put hot sauce or Tabasco, more than likely, on your gumbo, or filet, which is, I actually don't know where filet even comes from. My mom would know, but she's not here right now. She's at home. You can put filet or Tabasco in your gumbo too, or if you're my mother and you don't like filet, but you like the taste of filet, you could put mustard in your gumbo, which is, I think, my family is the only family I've ever heard of that puts mustard in their gumbo, so that's not a common thing at all. We're just weird. So next is H is for heron. This is my favorite one. I is for insects, and you'll notice that it just says insects because there are a lot of insects. It's the humid climate, I think. J is for jazz. This one's really cute. I love this drawing. This guy playing the saxophone. K is for king cake. Oh, king cake. Okay. So king cake is something that you eat to celebrate Mardi Gras. So Mardi Gras is the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. So it's the right before the start of Lent if you're Catholic. And so it's supposed to be one big last hurrah before you, historically, before you start Lent, and you traditionally give up one thing for Lent. And also you eat fish on Friday. So king cake is to celebrate Mardi Gras, and you'll see there's a little baby right here. So each king cake comes with a little plastic baby, like a little tiny plastic baby, probably about this big. And so you put the baby in the king cake just randomly anywhere you want. And when you cut the king cake and serve it, whoever finds the baby has to bring the next king cake. Or when I was a kid, whoever found the baby got money. So like when I was in school, we would have king cake parties, and whoever found the baby got like a McDonald's gift certificate or whatever. And then within my family, whoever found the baby got money, like $5 or something. So when I was a kid, I never really ate the king cake. I just dug around to see if I had the baby. And then just kind of put the king cake aside. It wasn't until I got much older that I ate king cake for, like, just eat it because it's good. However, not all king cake is created equal. Also, king cake comes in flavors. So king cake I would describe as like a kind of like a cinnamon roll, but the dough is a little more like bread instead of cake. And so the swirl would be the cinnamon part, and then also in between that would be layers of like jam per se, kind of like jam. So there's a whole bunch of flavors. There's regular, where there's no fruit jam at all, and then there's blueberry, lemon, strawberry. Zulu king cake is chocolate and coconut, which is delicious. There's so many flavors. But it's good. I recommend it. If you want to cheat and not make it like the long way, because it is kind of labor intensive, you could just buy like cinnamon rolls, like Pillsbury cinnamon rolls in a can, and then separate them and put them in a circle and bake them, and then put icing over the top, white icing, and then colored sugar. But yeah, that's king cake. It's pretty good. Sometimes the baby is also gold. Most of the time it's like flesh color, but sometimes it's gold, which is kind of cool. L is for let the good times roll, which is what this says in French, which is laissez le bon temps rouler, which is everywhere. If you grew up in anywhere in Louisiana, you probably heard this. M is for magnolia, which is the state flower. It smells really good. It's really pretty. N is for nutria. Y'all, don't eat these. There's some people in Louisiana like to eat these nutria rats. Don't do it. This picture makes him look way cuter than he is. But yeah, don't eat these guys. Just no. O is for oaks. Oak trees. Those are really pretty too. They get really huge. They're around for hundreds of years. Really pretty. Nice shade. P is for pelican and Piro. So here's the pelican. And here's the Piro. A Piro is a boat. It's kind of a shallow, long boat. Narrow. It's how people get around if they live near swampy areas, traditionally. And I know that does not sound like Piro, but that's how you say it. Q is for queen, as in Mardi Gras. So there is a king and queen, usually for Mardi Gras balls. And those usually happen in New Orleans. And they're really where everybody gets super, super dressed up and has a nice time and dances. There are different ones, like they're related to the parade. So there's like Endymion and Zulu and Bacchus. I'm missing a couple, but yeah, that's where that comes from. Oh, R is for roux. So roux is the base of gumbo I was telling you about, where it's the brown base, that's oil and flour. S is for snowball, and snowballs aren't like indicative to just Louisiana, but it does get hot in Louisiana in the summer, so snowball stands are everywhere. My favorite is, I like plain grape, and I also like what's it called? Tiger blood, I think it's called. It's like orange. It's really good. T is for throw me something, mister. So during a Mardi Gras parade, when the floats roll by, and you might have seen they throw stuff from the floats to the crowd down below. You're supposed to shout, "Throw me something, mister," to the people in the floats. So they'll throw you beads and stuff. It doesn't matter if they're a mister or not. You just say mister to everybody. Not quite sure why. It's just how tradition is, I guess. Fun fact. In New Orleans at the Zulu parade, they used to throw real coconuts, but somebody got knocked out because the coconut flew and hit them in the head. So now they throw little plastic fake coconuts. Kind of a bummer, but I understand why. U is for umbrella. So you might see these fonts say umbrellas around New Orleans during Mardi Gras. V is for violin. Part of the jazz music and stuff, believe it or not, around New Orleans and Louisiana in general. This one's really funny. W is for washboard. That's a Zydeco thing. Zydeco's a genre of music found in Louisiana. I love his face. He's so happy. This is a cheat. Okay. It says X is for go, but the X is at the end of go, not the beginning. Okay, so there's a cheerleader and a football. So go is not a real, G-E-A-U-X, not a real French word. It's something Louisianians made up. We like to put A-U-X or E-A-U-X on the end of a lot of things. So, if we want to make an English word sound Cajun, we put A-U-X on the end of things. It's actually kind of a joke, because it snowed last, like December or January in South Louisiana, and I saw people were calling it a snow day, S-N-E-A-U-X, a snow day, haha. But anyway, it's just goofy. It's like what we say at sporting events, like for LSU, you'll see Go Tigers. So it's really G-O Tigers, but you know, have to be a little extra with it. Y is for yams, and we eat yams and sweet potatoes. They are delicious. Z is for Zydeco, which is a genre of music. And it's a lot of fun. There's an accordion, a guitar, a triangle. Sometimes there are even spoons. People play the spoons. My mom used to joke that when she was little, she used to play the spoons. Which is really funny. I can just imagine my mom like playing the spoons on her knee. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of my coffee. But, yeah, so that's the end of this book. I thought it was really cute and I had to share it with y'all. Because, you know, it's something different, and who knows, somebody from Louisiana might be watching this video. And if you are, hi neighbor, how you doing? But I hope you enjoyed this flip through, and I will see you guys later for another video.